Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Melbourne Cup preview show. If you're new here or seeing our content for the very first time, welcome. Feel free to chuck us a follow or subscribe. We're the Leg Up and we do horse racing content all throughout the year, and we do our best to find you a winner, and that's what we're going to do today. Find you the Melbourne Cup winner. I'm Sam Wood. He's Blake Johnston. He's Nick Lloyd. Gentlemen, we are 24 hours away from the greatest race day in Australia, possibly the world.
It is the world. This is the best race day.
Yeah. 9:45 for us Queenslanders. Race 1 kicks off.
It's very early.
It's an early beer.
It is.
Even the feature being at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 2.5 hours earlier than what we're used to. So
Yeah, it's going to be a
That's
cracker.
nice.
Yeah, I remember watching it when the bell went at school.
Yeah.
Oh, because
In
it's
my
3
early-
o'clock.
Yeah, 3 o'clock
Yeah.
in
See-
Sydney, because we went to school in Sydney, but
Yeah.
yeah, you would be...
3 o'clock, it'd
Queenslanders,
be like
2 o'clock. It was just as soon as the bell rang for the end of second break, it was like quickly race and get there and get ready to watch it. I just skipped
There was always that one teacher in high school. It's like we got to head to... I think it was like, I can't remember her name, but it was a lady teacher. She was like a drama teacher, and like we used to all shoot down to her class because she'd have the telly on, races on, and we'd be having fun. Pat Allendorf would be there trying to
mine-
take other people's bets. And
Mine was my
Building a
business
book.
studies teacher, Mr. Wilkins.
okay,
Wilco.
shout out to
He was
those
a- he
teachers.
was
we had
good
a
bloke.
heap of them in Rocky. There were
Didn't the priest at your school, wasn't he a big
the principal was.
Oh, the principal,
is.
yeah.
I don't know about the priest or the bishop. Maybe.
bishop?
Yeah.
Wow, it's it is. It's the, you say it well, BJ. It's the best race in Australia because everyone talks about it. Like everyone has an opinion on it. You go to the news agency, oh yeah, you're asking for a tip. Everyone, and that's what's so great about this race is not only is it a race that everyone can have opinion on it, it's a race that can pop up any old winner as well. Like my wife has had more success in this race than I might not ever catch up to her and does zero form, but it's a name or a jockey or
Yeah. Well, she backed the winner last year.
Knight's Choice. She had Knight's Choice because
Good effort.
our son was into knights and dragons and castles and shit.
It's that simple sometimes, isn't it?
We confuse things here.
Yesterday I was actually in Kingscliff getting a sandwich. Good sandwich too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Talk about that later.
I can't remember the name of the place, but it was a good
Yeah.
schnitzel sandwich. And I was waiting for the sandwich, and this big family sat down at the restaurant next door. It was like a Greek style restaurant, and the two blokes were talking about racing, and it pricked my ear. And one of the blokes was like, said something like, "Oh, you see Autumn Glow yesterday?" And the other bloke started to ramble on about how good she was, and then the original bloke that said that was like, "She's in the Melbourne Cup, isn't she?"
You lobbed in. This is
I
where
didn't
Blake-
lob
this is
in.
where
I
Blake
didn't
just
lob in.
leaned back with schnitzel
But he gave it away.
and mayo all over him. No, he's not.
He gave it away. But,
I reckon grade 6 or 7 doing like the Melbourne Cup sweep at school, one of the girls in my class was like, if Black Caviar is so good, why isn't she in the Melbourne Cup? It's like,
it's a fair point.
Great
Fair
question.
point. Yeah,
Great question. But that's the thing. If you're listening to this and you're not a racing diehard or anything like that, just go with your gut. Go with what you want to go with. Colours, numbers, barriers, jockeys. I know a lot of my mum always backs the female jockeys.
Yep.
Female jockeys
3 in this year.
in with a chance this
What
year.
three?
Jamie's on
Oh, yeah,
half
Rachel King
yours.
and-
Rachel King's on Rapo and
Celine
Celine
Gaudry.
Gaudry's on
Torrenzino.
Torrenzino.
Yeah, they'll all be top 10.
Yeah, I think it's a very good chance.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a market out there.
Oh, that would be.
There would be. Female jockey to win the...
Well, you could do same race multi.
All 3 of them top 10. Great bet, I reckon.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
They're all,
Don't know
in,
what
they're
price
all
it'll
in
be.
my top 10.
Wouldn't be much.
I can have a look.
What we're going to do is we're going to go through key lead-up races and get your take on the format of those races. So we're going to cover Caulfield Cup, Cox Plate, Geelong Cup, Moonee Valley Gold Cup, and then go through the internationals. And then what I want from you guys is a top 5 the bet you're going to have, and then maybe we can put together a leg up trifecta, box try. Maybe 2 selections each?
Yeah.
Or is that 2?
No, we'll get that.
2's good? Okay, beautiful. Just really quickly, and we were just talking about this before we hit record. What's the weather going to be doing on Tuesday? Right now, we were complaining about the bomb website, but Nick showed us how to get around that. Right now, they're expecting between 20 and 40 mils of rain today on Monday, literally up until about, I don't know, they're now predicting rain all tomorrow as well. It was
Is this
gonna
on the
ease
bomb
up a little
website?
bit. Yeah.
Take that with a grain of salt, because I just looked at the radar at Corowa today and it said between 8 and 20 mils, and does not look like there's going to be a drop of rain there. So also,
I've lost all faith in the bomb.
I'll email the bomb. Give them a serve.
I think we're going to have a deluge, and I said this just before we hit record as well, that I think it doesn't bring more into this race, but it definitely puts a few lines through some selections. Japanese runners are the first one to come off the top, I think, if there's any kind of given the track.
Yeah, he's an interesting one. I think there might have been one day that it doesn't come up in our form guide, but I think one day over there was a wet track and he might have won on it or ran second in it. But yeah, like they're not accustomed to it like some of the other horses.
That's the info you don't see. Punters looking for that info. You need Nick.
Yeah.
Doesn't even come up in our form guide. Okay, so let's talk about the Caulfield Cup. Straight into it. The main form factor heading into this race. Half Yours, River of Stars, Valiant King, Presage Nocturne, Royal Supremacy. Now, obviously, in the market, found. Nick, can you see anything outside of those 5 runners winning?
From that Caulfield Cup, no. Like I can't see anything else that got. You know, the likes of Absurd and Maidan were Land Legend. They were back in the field, but I can't see any of them turning the tables on the first 4 home. Half Yours does meet them all a little bit worse at the weights now after he copped that penalty for winning the Caulfield Cup. He got a 2 kilo penalty, so that sort of brings him back a little bit. But geez, he was impressive, I thought. He's going to stay the trip. So the one that had the flashing light, the horse Presage Nocturne, he's one that interests me because his form in France and Europe was all over sort of 3,000 metres. So 2,400 at Caulfield wasn't really going to be his go. I thought that was going to be a little bit too sharp for him, but he was really good. He got back to sort of, he had 4 or 5 behind him, tracked Half Yours into it and was only beaten a length and a half. Stefan Pasquier was pretty soft on him that last 100 as well. So I think he's the big improver against that 2.5 kilo weight swing on Half Yours. So they're the main 2 out of the Caulfield Cup that I want to follow. But no spoils. I think they might be first and third elects in the market. But obviously Valiant King had the flashing light on him. He was a little bit stiff. And River of Stars, she's the map horse, I guess. Like I think she ran third in the Sydney Cup in the autumn, and then she still hasn't won here, but she'll be up on speed and 3,200 will suit. So, yeah, I'm looking at that Caulfield Cup as my main point of reference for finding the winner.
Valiant King, almost, it's not the forgotten horse, but it's not really widely spoken about. As much as the content I've been consuming over the last 3 days around Melbourne Cup. Well, currently second fave, but I haven't really heard anyone declare or.
Well, I guess I suppose for me the knock is he's only won 2 races and one of them was only 2 starts ago.
Right.
But he was $61 there, but he's been flying this prep, so yeah, I can see him as a winning chance.
Yeah, I like this race. So I'll just go through them. Royal Supremacy, if he had I think he needed to draw an alley. He's drawn wide. He had the second biggest squeeze between the 8 and 400 metres in the Caulfield Cup. He probably wasn't as good as the likes of Valiant King and Half Yours and Presage Nocturne on the line. So I think that he needed to draw a gate. Valiant King is flying. Waller's always had an opinion of him. He's always sort of said, this is the Melbourne Cup horse, this is the Sydney Cup horse. But we've never seen the best of him until this preparation. He wasn't ready to win second up, according to Chris Waller on his podcast, when he absolutely bolted in on the back of that fast tempo. And then he's come to the Caulfield Cup wide draw against went back to last. He was held up from the 6 to the 300 meters in limited room. He had the third biggest squeeze between the 8 and 400 meters, and he was still stronger than the likes of Half Yours and Presage Nocturne on the line, and he was in limited room. So I think that he's going to eat up the trip. He was 2,600 meters back to 2,400 meters there. I think he's going to relish the 3,200 meters, draws perfectly. So he's the horse that I want to take out of that race. Half Yours, I thought he had every possible chance, found the right back. He got the job done on grand final day, now has to go one more, gets that penalty, as Nick said. So even though Half Yours is in the top 4, at the top of the market, I'll be prepared to take him on to an extent. Absurd was good. I think that he was really good in the Melbourne Cup last year. This is the first time that he's had a run out here before a Melbourne Cup. And he did enough. He was sort of in limited room. His work through the line wasn't the flashing light run, but I think that he potentially would have needed it, and he was going to always improve getting out to 3,200 meters. So he's definitely one for your first 4s. He maps to receive every possible chance. River of Stars, although she was the best of the on-pacers in that race, she just had a bit of a cushy time between the 800 and the 400, which allowed her to still be fighting out the finish. She was great in the Sydney Cup. She worked early. That was a brutal tempo. She sat outside the lead and she fought on really gamely. She has to be some type of chance, but she'll have to do a bit of work from the wide draw. So that's where I'm at. I think Valiant King's the horse that I want to take out of the race.
Same year, Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup doubles. It's been 12 in the past, without a fight being the last in 2023. And we move on to the Cox Plate. And we've got the sole runner out of it. And same year, Cox Plate, Melbourne Cup double, 5 times in the history. Last time being, who was the last horse to do?
Maccabi Diva.
Yes, well done. Very Elegant Gold Trip, 2 recent winners to use the Cox Plate as their final run. This year, Buckaroo is the sole runner out of that race to line up here. Are we giving Buckaroo a hope? I know I did last year. I was very excited to see what Buckaroo did, and it was great.
He's got to, you've got to respect him. He's got to be in the mix on class, because he's just been beaten 0.1 in a Cox Plate. But I know last year he had the wide draw against him. He was given a prick of a ride. He was set alight from the 800 and was entitled to peak on his run, but he's never won past 1,800. So that's a big box that's not been ticked for me when it comes to finding a Melbourne Cup winner. So I'm happy to take him on. He's up in the weight from what he carried last year. Yeah, he's going to get a better run. You would assume from barrier 12 they'll switch him off and try and use him, for just a short sprint, I would suggest, at the back end. But I think he's short enough.
What are you thinking about Buckaroo, BJ?
He brings in a very similar profile to Very Elegant when she won the Cup. So I think she went Turnbull, Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup when she didn't win the Melbourne Cup, and then that's exactly the same preparation as him last year. And then she went Turnbull, Cox Plate, Melbourne Cup. She hadn't had a run beyond 2,000 metres in that preparation when she did win the Melbourne Cup. He's gone might and power Cox Plate into the Melbourne Cup. So his run in the Cox Plate is the best form reference into this race. Stretching Via Sistina to 0.1 of a length. This has to be the form at weight for age. He'll carry less than weight for age here. So he drops 2 kilos on that Cox Plate. He draws well in barrier 12. Williams should find the right spot on him. And I thought his run in the Melbourne Cup last year was equal to the best run of the race. He was just given no hope from the wide draw. He was back and wide. He came widest on the corner. His squeeze between the 8 and 400 metres was 3 lengths bigger than any other horse in the race. So he was entitled to peak on his effort. If he gets a cushier run, I don't think the trip is any issue for him. He was the best run in the Caulfield Cup last year, and then he was equal to the best run in the Melbourne Cup last year. He brings in the best form reference. He probably doesn't want it heavy, but he's one of the horses to beat for sure.
I think a lot of people like that Aussie flavour. Be nice to not let this go to an international. And I think a lot of people were looking to see if you guys did have an opinion on Buckaroo, and I think people will be happy with that. Torrenzino, so got the job done in the Geelong Cup. That's the last win in your in race. Is it? Or is it used to be one on the Saturday?
Yeah, it's moved, that one. So that was
Right,
the Lexus
okay.
that went
that's
back to September or something.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
It's been, let me tell you how long it's been since we've had a Geelong Cup, Melbourne Cup double.
They did it a few years ago.
14 years, I think, yeah.
Dunedin,
Dunedin,
American.
American, and
Yeah,
Media Puzzle?
Yeah, that's
Media
it.
Puzzle,
That's the three.
Yeah.
Same year. Well done. Whoosh.
Yep.
Torrenzino, Celine Gaudry on board.
I'll give him a bolter's hope. I've got him in my top 10. He's drawn the disgusting number 18, which no horse has drawn barrier 18 and won. So Very Elegant jumped from 18 after a scratching, but she drew 19, came in one and won from 18. So there's a little bit of an asterisk on it. But, that's not a reason to put a pen through him. He ran second to Valiant King 2 starts ago in that Bart Cummings, where he was probably he was the best of the on paces. He sort of had to drag the field up to Gilded Water that day. He looked the winner, and then Valiant King just went whooshka. So he gets a 1.5 kilo swing on Valiant King from that day. Then he's been to Geelong and he's won that. That was on a soft 7, so I suppose he's ticked that box. I think he'll stay. He's by Tarzino, so every reason to suggest that he will stay. Nice lightweight. I can entertain him. I've got him on the 3rd line of my wider trifecta, and probably have something on him top 10 if he gets out a bit more.
Yeah, he's a top 10 chance. I don't think he can win.
Torrenzino. Now, this one I'm very excited to get your thoughts on it. I've got One Smooth Operator as probably the best of my value chances, top of the list. Back for another attempt at the Cup. Started last year, $8 after his Geelong Cup win. This year, $31, dominant Moonee Valley Gold Cup win. Even looked to savage the line. I don't know if he was kind of eased a little bit, because it just looked like he wanted more. And I think $31 is definitely over the odds. Please tell me you agree. Help me out here, Nick.
I can't have him.
I reckon you might have had it in your notes to have him, and then
Nah.
you're like, oh no, I'll crush Sam's dreams.
I thought he was a 30 or 40 to 1 chance myself. But in his so last year, obviously, he came out here and he bolted in to win the Geelong Cup. He started $8, and then he just didn't live up to the SP sort of expectations in that Melbourne Cup. He did get a bit of a squeeze and was out the back. And
He was given no hope.
yeah, but I think he was entitled to do more at the end of it. His form in Europe since has been shocking, and this year, Moonee Valley Gold Cup, he's beaten Athabaskan and Scary. I don't think that's the form. He's an 8-year-old now. He did get beat 13.5 lengths by Ethical Diamond in the Ebor, and that horse did come out and win the Breeders' Cup turf at Del Mar on Sunday. So there's that form line franked in the Ebor, but yeah, I can't find him.
He's definitely the best roughie. His Geelong Cup win last year was very good. It's the exact same rating that he's produced to win at Moonee Valley this preparation. So how he's a $31 chance this time around, and he was an $8 chance last time around, I don't know.
This is last year's Cup was a lot weaker than this, though.
Okay.
That's my thinking.
I still don't think he's a $31 chance. He had the best last 200 metres of the meeting there. In last year's Cup, he had a torrid run. He was back and wide, and He was in limited room at the top of the straight in the Melbourne Cup. He came wide with Buckaroo, and he actually had third best last 200 metres of the race. So that was just a forgive run. I think he ran the trip. He was dominant. I just don't think you worry about his overseas form because it was insignificant last preparation and it's insignificant this time around because he's just put a good figure on the board since he's come to Australia. It seems that he's a horse that just relishes Australian conditions. He draws better this time around. He goes up 2 kilos on last year, but he should get a much easier run in transit, and he's definitely one that can win the race and fill one of the placings.
Yeah, that, Nick?
I hear it.
Thanks, Blake. Okay. Just letting my bet slip. I did have a bet on him last night, but yeah, I was having half an argument in a group chat, and they were bringing in the Athabascan, could Athabascan win? He'd only beat it. But it's like, well, how do you line it up? We've got a horse with form out of Germany and the US with a jockey called Thor Hammer that's half the quote. Like,
Great name.
What are we lining up here? See, this is why people can just pull it from anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
And One Smooth Operator's got enough figures on the board. Harry Coffey. Okay. Let's go through the best of our internationals. So Al Rifa, Prestige Nocturne, Further, Meydan are a few of our key chances according to the market, Nick. How are you lining them up?
Yeah, well, Al Rifa has to sort of do what no horse has really done and well, not no horse, but in recent times and carry that big top weight of 59 to win it. He's right up there, but, he's probably one of the more credentialed Europeans to come out here. Mark Zara, fresh off a 4-timer at Flemington on Derby Day. That's always...
Be tired.
He could be.
He's having a rest today.
I'm sure he would be. Joseph O'Brien's won 2 Melbourne Cups as a trainer, so he knows what sort of horse it takes. Barrier 19's ugly, but he's comes in off 2 monster wins at the Curragh, so I think you've got to respect him. Obviously, Presage Nocturne, who we've already touched on, out of that Caulfield Cup. Meydan, I'm happy to be against. I think there's a bit of JMac tax in play. I know he's $18 or $19, but he didn't get the best of rides at Caulfield. That's been well documented in that Caulfield Cup. I thought he was a chance that day. He was okay late. He's probably going to be more suited to Flemington, but he's had one go at 2,800 metres in the past, and he got beat 7 lengths by Birdman that day. And Birdman still didn't win the race. Like, he just got beat 7 lengths by that horse. And I don't think Birdman is much good. So I'm more than happy to take him on at the distance, especially with the wet track from that wide draw. Just complete pen job for mine. Flat in the Curve, interesting. Airborne, I think he's been with Henk Grue in Germany for 7 starts. He's won 6 of them. All 6 of them have been on the turf, and he just didn't handle the heavy going on the dirt in the Belmont Gold Cup where he got beat by Parchment Party. Lesser races, wide draw. He does look pretty adaptable, so, wet track won't bother him where he lands in the run. That's not going to be an issue. So maybe
last win was over
3,300.
3,300.
Yeah, just not in any.
That was a firm deck though.
And not in any decent sort of company. So happy to risk him a bit. Who else have we got there?
I don't mind Flat in the Curve, mainly because of the jockey's name.
Yeah, I sort of early on, like maybe a week or 2 ago, I was sort of making a case for him, but I've gone pretty cold on him since. Further is an interesting one.
Okay, talk to me about Further.
Well, he's that Northern Hemisphere 3-year-old. So we've had Cross Counter and Rekindling in recent years. I say recent, last 7 and 8 years sort of ago. It was a bit of a cheat code for a while there. He's copped more weight now with the new weight scale where they've all gone up a kilo and they've sort of cottoned on to that a little bit. But lightly raced, got plenty of upside. He's got the ability, because we've seen him run second in a Queen's Vase and only just get beat at Royal Ascot. Big winner of the Geoffrey Freer at Newbury 2 starts ago. But then he can just mix his form. But, his last start in the St. Ledger at Doncaster behind Scandinavia. Well, Scandinavia was Melbourne Cup favourite pre-noms off that win. So he interests me. I didn't want to find him originally because you look at his last 5, beaten 10.5, beaten 0.8, beaten 25, won by 3, beaten 4.5, so he can just really mix his form. But he's drawn perfectly, so he goes in. And Parchment Party, the US horse, I don't think we've had a runner from the US come out here for a Melbourne Cup before. All his form's on the dirt, so I'm happy to take him on. And Goody Two Shoes, she's the only other one, which she's won 7 from 18, so got a good record. Joseph O'Brien, but barrier 20 is ugly, and she's sort of only been winning listed Group 3 man's races and a few over the jumps, so no from me.
I'd have to take Al Riffer on to some extent. I think he probably needed to draw a better gate. He's going to need a very good ride from Zara from 19 with 59 kilos on his back. He'll be included in my wider exotics, but I don't consider him a winning chance at that $8.50 quote. I'll take 2 internationals out of the Caulfield Cup. I think Absurd can definitely fill a place, and I think Maidan, I think that he didn't handle Caulfield at all. He was wide without cover. He had a torrid run from barrier 5. He was going backwards on the corner. He was going to run last, and then when they straightened up, he balanced up and he hit the line really strongly. So he's going to need a good ride from McDonald. I think $19 from that draw, he's well enough found, but he's definitely one that I would be including in my multiples. Further, he'll go into my multiples as well because he's lightly raced and could win this race.
Okay. We'll talk about who could win this race. Let's do our top 5. Top 4's too easy.
Make it harder.
No, let's do a top 5, and then off the back of your top 5, talk about how you're going to bet it. And a few people have been wanting Lloydie to go through his little special trifecta he has every year.
Probably should stop it. I've only got it once. But
You don't need to get it once, right?
Yeah. Well,
What did it pay?
I picked up like 1,100 from my 50, I think,
Well, there
for
you go.
50%. Yeah.
Sorted.
Yeah.
And they won them right.
But see,
in
that
every
was
20 years.
Well, yeah, that was when I was my 18th year. So
Oh, you're ahead.
Yeah,
Your 18th year of betting on it. Just scraped you.
my first year of legally betting on it.
Okay, so we go top 5. Let's go suggested play.
Yep.
Or how you want to bet it. And then we're going to put in 2 horses each for the TLU Trifecta. Who wants to start? Do you want to go, Lloydie? Or
Yeah, I can.
let's do it.
Yeah. It's a little bit boring because it's sort of market order to an extent. So I'm with the Caulfield Cup winner. I'm with half yours. I think he's got the right profile. He's still well and truly on the up. He's drawn perfectly. He's really well bred for a Melbourne Cup. So he's by St. Jean, who is by Teofilo, who side 3 Melbourne Cup winners himself. And then the Dam is by Desert King, who side Maccabi Diva. So plenty of Melbourne Cup winners in his pedigree. He's bred to run the trip. He's got a nice light weight. I think he'll get the job done on Tuesday and deliver that infamous Caulfield Cup Melbourne Cup double. The grey horse, Presage Nocturne. I loved his Caulfield Cup run. He goes in for second. Valiant King, he's another one. Loved the Caulfield Cup run. I think he's one that will really eat up 3,200 metres. I do think he's a little bit well found on his SP profile from his last couple of starts, but flying. And then, well, I don't know if it's been done before, if the Caulfield Cup first 4 has then gone on and first 4 the Melbourne Cup, but that's the other way. The other way I'm going is River of Stars. I think she's going to get a nice enough run just behind the speed. She'll eat up 3,200 metres. Nice lightweight. She has to go in. And then the Northern Hemisphere 3-year-old Further is the other one that goes into my top 5. Nice lightweight. Can mix his form, but I'm just including him on his best form. And from that barrier, he's going to get a nice run in that first half of the field. And I think he can be right in the mix if he brings his A game.
All right. Valiant King is the winner of the 2025 Melbourne. Valiant King's the winner of the 2025 Melbourne Cup. I think Buckaroo is the main danger. I'll take Presage Nocturne as another one out of the Caulfield Cup. Absurd, he can improve sharply on that Caulfield Cup run. And I think More Felons is the best roughie in the race. I would have him a little higher if he had a drew better. But I think he can win.
Okay. So what's the play? Let's go through a suggested play each, and then we'll put together the TLU trifecta.
Yeah, I have a standout trifecta every year. $50 gets you 50%. 3 horses on top, 5 horses in for second, 10 horses on the third line of betting. So on top, I've got my top 3 picks. So half yours, Presage Nocturne, Valiant King.
Yep.
In for second, those same 3 horses with the other 2 from the top 5, River of Stars and Further, go in. And then on the third line, those 5, we include El Rifa, Buckaroo, Torrenzino, Arapaho, and the Japanese horse Chevalier Rose.
You got no love for my selections. Blake, you have plenty of love for my selections. Let's talk about how you would like to play your...
Yeah, I'll be backing Valiant King to win, and then I'll be having trifectas around Valiant King and Buckaroo to win. Horses that I'll be including in those trifectas for second, third, and fourth will be the likes of Presage Nocturne, Maidan, Absurd, Half Yours, More Felons, One Smooth Operator, Further, River of Stars, Royal Supremacy, and that is it.
For me, Presage Nocturne, Half Yours, One Smooth Operator, More Felons, my 2 values, which you've mentioned both, which is nice. Buckaroo, Arapaho for the story. Top 10 chance, or, we can put it in the trifectas, that'd be nice. And Flatten the Curve, and I'm just going to have just a box trifecta with those.
Big old box trifecta.
Yeah. That's it.
Good luck.
I don't know how else to bet it. It's too hard.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's too hard
very
for
hard.
me. I just like enjoying it and watching it and, see where they're coming. And I think we need to have a look. I'm going to let you guys go first on your 2 in the TLU trifecta, and then I can kind of add, because you found all the ones that I've mentioned. Your 2. Maybe go do what you want.
I'll go Half Yours and Further.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go Valiant King and Buckaroo.
Valiant King, Buckaroo. I'm going to go Presage. And I'm going to go... Well, it'd either be between One Smooth Operator or More Felons. I think I'm going to go One Smooth Operator.
Yeah. Why not? You
That's
like
a good
it?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad you went Presage Nocturne. I was hoping you would.
Could hear you. That whole pucker
Yeah.
over there. Like, we can't leave the grey. And if it's wet,
Grace
grey
in
in
the
the
wet.
wet.
There was a stat that I read on Twitter about grey horses in the Melbourne Cup, and it's a little bit eerie almost. So the last time a grey horse won the Melbourne Cup, Efficient, 2007, Saddlecloth 6, Barrier 9, which is exactly what Presage Nocturne has here.
Wow.
Number 6, Barrier 9. So that's something.
Something.
Something. I don't know
It's
exactly
something
what
if
it
it's
is.
not anything.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
nothing.
It's not
It's not
nothing.
nothing. Blake's right. Not nothing. Anything else to add, fellas?
No, I don't think so. Good luck. Great race.
Good luck. Back the winner.
Yeah.
Back your judgment.
Quickly, best Melbourne Cup memory. Finish off the show.
Biggest fill was Vow and Declare when he won it.
Mm-hmm.
Just kept backing him, but probably, I reckon first real Melbourne Cup memory was Maccabi Diva's third. My first year of school. I can just remember watching her win in the
How old
classroom.
were you?
5.
That's next level. That's very Aussie.
Very. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the big, on the TV that you wheel out.
Yeah, the
kind of
wheel out.
thing.
Yeah, a lot of my Melbourne Cups early doors were on a
Yeah.
TV on wheels.
Yeah, that was probably the first one I really remember. Yeah.
We reckon, BJ, what's any Melbourne Cup story?
Yeah, I've
Lovely memory.
got the trifecta when Shocking won it.
Yeah.
I got the first 4 when Shocking won it as well. Paid 104,000. I only didn't get a total of the 104,000, but I got about 5% of it. I think I was like 19 or something, so that was a good result.
That's a proper fill-up. I haven't had one yet. I haven't had a proper Melbourne Cup fill up. I don't think.
Yeah. This year, maybe.
Maybe. Very elegant. Your Very Elegant one was a good fill. Maybe.
When I got the first 4, I took 2 horses to win. So just getting those vibes again this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling King Buckaroo.
Maybe. Aussie Kerr, you'll be on his Christmas card list. He'll be on yours.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Hopefully they run one too.
That'd be nice. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate that. Potty from the office. So if you hear a bit of background noise, it's just a bit of atmosphere.
Yeah, that's right.
Enjoy Melbourne Cup Day, guys. Do your best. Hopefully you fill your boots and your pockets and everything else.
Yeah.
Fill it up. Good luck.
Good luck, punters.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.